Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda and Barker Kia.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Bayou Time Sports. As we enter the dog days of July, football is right around the corner. Can you believe it, folks? It's only a little bit more than a month away before we start seeing preseason football in the NFL, and it's time to start shifting our eyes towards the Saints, towards LSU, and certainly towards Nicholls State. Let's talk about the Saints just a little bit. Later in July, they'll be coming in for training camp, and they'll be getting all geared up to start it all off on August 10th. That's right, the first preseason game is about a month away from now. It is going to be in Los Angeles. Nonetheless, you guys who need your fill of football, it's right there. And remember, the Hall of Fame game is actually played before that. So you're going to be in early August with football. Again, related to the Saints, 3 preseason games, 1 that is on the road, 2 that are here in town. The Jacksonville Jags come in on August 17th, and then on August 23rd, it's the Denver Broncos. Those are noon starts. And ironically enough, I should say, right, ironically, maybe for you folks who enjoy going to those games, I'm not much of a preseason fan myself. But that being said, they're on the weekend. It's not like they're being played on a Thursday night or a Monday night. They are going to be Sunday, Saturday, as you see listed there. And then it all begins with the regular season on September 7th. That is a Sunday, obviously, and it's a noon start. And it will be in the Dome, folks. The Saints will be taking on the Arizona Cardinals, hoping to get off to a terrific start to the year. And they're going to need to, obviously. Then the following week, they'll be home again against the San Francisco 49ers. And we just don't know what the 49ers are going to have this year. Could be a team that contends for the Super Bowl, or could be like they started to wane last year and just not be as good. We'll see how that all pans out. And then New Orleans goes on the road. On September 21st, they will be at Seattle. Then the following week, on September 28th, they will be at the Buffalo Bills. And that will be 2 games that are not going to be easy, to say the least. And then we move into the mid part of the schedule. In the mid part of the schedule, you have the New York Giants. They have not been good the last couple of years. We'll see how they are. That is going to be here in New Orleans, along with the New England Patriots the following weekend. Interestingly enough, that game starts at 3:25, even though New England is an East Coast team. And then the Saints hit the road again. They'll be at the Bears. That is a noon start. They come back home and they start NFC South play against the Tampa Bay Bucks. That's going to be a late start. Along with the following week, which is understandable, they'll be going out to Los Angeles to take on the Rams. That is a 3:05 start. And then finally, another South game against the Carolina Panthers. That is going to be a noon start at Carolina. And then they get to regroup on the 11th, which is a pretty good bye week. By all accounts, everybody talking about bye weeks and when they're good. A lot of people have said that the 11th week for a bye week is a pretty good week to hit the home stretch. And then the home stretch looks like this. It's the Atlanta Falcons at home. Then off to Miami. No telling what Miami is going to be like this year. Then it's at Tampa Bay for an NFC South matchup. Not only that one, but the following week having Carolina come in. 2 big games. And then the New York Jets, somebody we don't see in this area too much. The Jets come in about every 7 years, so they'll be back in this year. Then it's out to Tennessee, where I think Saints fans are going to flock to Nashville to see that game. And I think they might just stay the entire week and go see them take on Atlanta for the last game of the year. That is a flex game, which simply means the NFL has the right to play it at a particular time that they see fit, depending on if the Falcons and the Saints are competitors at that particular time of the year. So again, there's your Saints schedule. For those of you interested, the LSU schedule, just real quick, because the big one is the first one against Clemson, going to be on ABC. It's at 6:30, and it is in Clemson, South Carolina. August 30th, about 2 months away, maybe a little less, and that is a Saturday game. Then it's Louisiana Tech at home, Florida, an SEC contest at home, and Southeastern Louisiana at home. Obviously, we loved it when Nicholls State played there last year. It's Southeastern's turn to sort of get in that rotation, along with Louisiana Tech, I would say, a little bit. And then the Tigers get after it in SEC play. They will be on the road at Ole Miss. and they will be at home for homecoming against South Carolina. That is on October 11th. So you LSU fans who enjoy going to homecoming, you can mark that on your calendar. It's October 11th on that Saturday. And the home stretch for the Tigers looks like this. Vanderbilt, don't take Vanderbilt too lightly. They got a kid playing quarterback there who could really play. And you see a lot of TBAs. That's because obviously the SEC and the television schedule is going to want to take control of this along the way. They do have Texas A&M at home. Unfortunately, they will be going out to Alabama. They have Arkansas at home. And they have Western Kentucky at home. And a lot of people thinking, Western Kentucky, how does that get in the middle of there? Obviously, the Tigers had an open date. A non-SEC opponent would be a good one, and a team that is actually in the group of 5 would help you and not hurt you as much as playing an FCS school. So they got Western Kentucky, the Hilltoppers, who are not a bad football program in there. And finally, the Tigers wrap it up with Oklahoma. I'm not sure if the SEC is trying to make that a big rival game. I would have thought Oklahoma would be playing Texas for the last game of the year, but not the case, as Oklahoma and LSU are going to be hooking up for the last game of the year. A lot is expected of the Tigers, a roster that is supposedly as good as anybody's roster in the country. So I think anything short of getting into the playoffs this year would be a bust for the Tigers. We'll see how it all pans out. But we thought we'd bring you an early look at the Saints and LSU's schedule as it stands now. Got to take a break. We'll be back with more Bayou Time Sports after this.
This segment was brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda and Barker Kia.